What's up, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. In today's video, we are going to be covering momentum, right? And we're going to look at two momentum indicators that you can use and set up using the study tab on Thinkorswim. These are very useful and help you identify stocks that are in a strong momentum cycle or a weak momentum cycle. Now, we're going to be using the FW Mobo Advanced and the Momentum SMA. All right, so I'm going to actually show you guys and walk you through how to set this up on your chart so that you can get your screen to look like this. So the first thing you want to do is smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, and we'll go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, we're going to click on studies over here, and what we'll do is we'll actually remove all studies real quick. Okay, and what we're going to do is go to edit studies, and we're going to type in FW, right? And it's going to pull up these indicators right over here, these studies, right? And we're going to be clicking on the FW Mobo Advanced, all right? So we'll go ahead and click on this here. We'll hit add selected, okay? And then we are going to use the Momentum SMA. Okay, so we'll type that in real quick if I can spell it correctly. And there we go. It pops right up. We'll hit add selected. Now I do make a couple variations to this. The first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and hit apply so that you can see for yourself what it looks like on the default settings and see if you want to change them for yourself or not. As you can see, there's lots of arrows in here, okay, on the actual chart itself and the candlesticks. Okay, and the momentum SMA is slightly different than what we're going to change it to. All right, at the default, it goes to 28. So to change this, what we're going to do is go to edit studies. And one of the main reasons I'm doing this on the Mobo is to just make the screen clearer, right? And simpler is better, especially when it comes to trading. This is a lot of noise, all right? And sometimes this noise can really prevent you from, looking and really just spotting the trends, right? So what you want to do is come here, okay? And you're going to select the pattern break arrows, the Fisher break arrows, and we're going to change those to no, right? So we'll come here, we'll hit no, come here, we'll hit no, we'll hit okay. Then we're going to hit apply. And then we're going to come to the momentum SMA. We're going to come right here and we're going to change this to 12. All right. Here we go. And the reason we're choosing 12 is because if you actually just use the momentum indicator, right, versus the momentum SMA, you can see here that it defaults to 12, right? So if we hit apply, you can come in here and you can see that, if we were to change this back to 28, okay, 28 and then 28, we'll hit apply real quick and we'll take a look down here. And what we can see is that these two look different now, right? They don't really look the same and they're not mirroring each other, right? We have the momentum indicator right here, kind of staying flat at this level, right? If we go ahead and take a look, it's pretty flat right here, but the momentum SMA with the 2828 is showing it going up in an uptrend, right? So that's kind of the main reason that I changed those is because, that's really what works best in my opinion. And we're going to change this back to 12. Okay. Put this at 12 and then we'll come in here and we'll hit apply. All right. So the way you use these, starting off, we'll look at the momentum SMA down here. Okay. If you notice, we have this purple line. This is our zero line. Okay. So this line represents zero. And when you see something trading above the zero line, it generally has strong momentum and people are looking for this as a buy signal, right? That it's trading above above the zero line on the momentum scale. Okay. Now, the SMA on here is just going to be the simple moving average. And you're going to also use this as an indicator as well, right? So not only do we want it to be trading above the zero line, we also want it to be trading above the simple moving average, right, on the momentum. So if we take a look at that, right, this basically just lines up with the candles. And we can see, here you're not wanting to be in it, right? So momentum is going down here. All right, here is when we get the actual crossover, momentum comes up, okay? And we see we get a little bit of a pullback. And this candle right here is really when the momentum is good, right? And so we're above the simple moving average. We're coming up, we come back down and we test the simple moving average right here at this point, okay? And then we ultimately continue the uptrend upwards. And, you can use this as a gauge, right? And it'll really be just helpful for you in spotting things, right? And now the other thing that we put on was the FW Mobo Advanced, right? And so what this is going to do is it's going to shade it and color coordinate it for you. Now this works on any time frame. Right now we're looking at the daily chart, but we'll zoom into some smaller time frames here in a second. All right. But you can see, once it turns green here, so we're red, okay, and we're trading outside of the momentum, outside of the bands right here. So this is indicating very bearish momentum. Okay, right here is where it changes and it goes green, and we can see that that really is the start of an uptrend ultimately until we pull back in, right? And right here we break our simple moving average on the momentum indicator, on the momentum SMA indicator, and that's going to be kind of like your sell signal that, okay, hey, well, we're still kind of green right here, and technically we're still in the green zone, showing, bullish momentum. But we just had the momentum cross through the momentum SMA, and shortly afterwards, right, we end up getting a reversal and we head into bearish momentum. All right. Um, so that's really, just a useful way to use it, and to really gauge momentum, right? Everyone is looking for some hidden secret and some tool. There's no strategy or tool that's 100% going to work every time, but this is a very simple one that I've found to really just gauge, some of the momentum and really tell if something is, trading in a bearish cycle, right? Or if it's in a bullish cycle. And you see we have these little gray periods here. And a lot of times these blank zones right here are not really where you want to be trading, right? You don't really want to be entering in at those times of positions. And a lot of times you're going to see the momentum change a couple times while it's doing that, right? So, here we have the break, okay? And it's basically saying, all right, well, we're trying to figure the momentum out right now. And then ultimately it goes red and it goes bearish. And then we have a break and you see it goes green for a little bit, but if you would have bought in here when it went green and you didn't sell right here, you ultimately would have lost. So what you're really looking for is you're looking to spot things when they're in a nice clean uptrend already, right? So you see this is already in a clean uptrend, and the momentum, and you're looking for the momentum SMA to be above the momentum indicator to be above the simple moving average, and you can use that to really gauge and put a value to the market momentum. It works really good for the indexes. Okay, so in this particular one, we're looking at IWM. We'll zoom into a smaller time frame now, okay, because this would be more for swing trading, right? You're looking at the daily chart. If we go down to a smaller time frame, such as the 1 hour, you'll see that it's very nice, for spotting these trends, okay? So if we take a look here, we have our momentum indicator below zero. We get the crossover above the SMA and zero right here, which is right on this candlestick. So you can use this as a possible entry. And what we see is that we just start this very, very bullish uptrend, and we're trading outside of the bands to the upside, and momentum is still clear, right? It's still strong and bullish. So if you're day trading, you can, use these as an entry. Once you get the crossover right here, once you get this crossover, you can look at that as a signal, and you just ride the momentum until we pull back into the waves and you see momentum either, start to get a crossover like here when we cross below the SMA, or ultimately once you start to see some bearish momentum on the charts. We zoom back out a little bit, we can look at some further examples, okay? And we can see here, very nice to the downside as well. So if you want to trade some put options or you want to go short, you can use this to go short as well. And you see, we have the momentum SMA is below zero here, right? So on this point in the chart, we're actually below zero. We're below the simple moving average. This is bearish momentum. And we see we just continue downwards on our momentum SMA indicator. And on the momentum bands right here, we can see, it's just trading nice and down below it, right? Then we kind of flatline over here. And then once the market opens back up again, we get a nice, bearish momentum sell signal, right? We have our momentum indicator below the simple moving average. We have the candles trading below the bearish momentum clouds and bands. And yeah, that was the whole purpose of this video, okay, was that, you can use this strategy on multiple time frames to really help yourself out and gauge momentum. Things can be confusing, deciding between, oh, well, should I look at a 50 simple moving average? Should I look at a 200 moving average? Should I be using the 9 exponential EMA, the 21 EMA, the 10 EMA? And this is a nice color coordinated, easily appealing to the eyes. With these nice bands here, these green bands and these red bands. And then once you combine that with your momentum SMA, it'll give you a little bit more clarity, right? Like in certain cases right here, you can see it's not really doing anything, right? We're kind of just ultimately we are heading lower, but it's a little bit confusing because we're trading above and we're trading below. And, things might not be clearer on these choppy days, but you combine it with, looking at where momentum is and where if we're above. And so if you're above zero, okay, and you're above the simple moving average, then that's bullish momentum. If you're below zero and you're below the simple moving average, then that's bearish momentum. That's basically the gist of the video. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I am out.